More on all this. Let's welcome in North Carolina Congressman Addison McDowell. Good morning to you, Congressman. So after the meeting, President Trump took to Truth Social, writing, quote, House Republicans should unify. Stop voting down, quote, rules or threatening to do so. No more grandstanding, please. Now, this came, of course, because some of your colleagues, led by Anna Paulina Luna of Florida, blocked House action on measures until the Senate votes on the Save America Act, and that prompted New York Congressman Nick LaLota to call the move, quote, like beating your dog because your neighbor won't cut his grass. What do you think of all this and what's going on?
Well, I think that the American people have made it very clear that the most important thing that we have to do right now is the Save America Act, because every election is important, but this one may be more important than any one we've ever had, because we see where the Democrat Party is going. They are going further and further and further to the left, and we have to make sure that our elections are secure and we have faith in them. This is so important. Now, we also have to address things like affordability, and that's exactly what we're doing with the housing bill that we've got to the president's desk. But we have to be able to do two things at once, which is exactly what the president wants us to be able to do. But I think that anytime we cede control of the House floor to Democrats, it's not a good thing for us to do. But that doesn't excuse the fact that we have to get the Save America Act passed into law. It is very important.
Yeah, as you mentioned, something else that came from that meeting was potentially a path to getting President Trump to sign that bipartisan housing bill, which he refused to sign unless the Save America Act is passed. You've got Speaker Johnson confirming that he's transmitting the bill to the White House. That starts the 10-day clock when he either signs it, vetoes it, or it becomes law without the president's signature. Congressman, what do you see happening here?
Well, I mean, I think that this bill is a win because it gets rid of regulation, it gets rid of red tape, and allows housing prices to go down. I think that that's a win for Republicans. At the same time, we cannot ignore the fact that the Democrat Party in the past has tried to cheat. They have tried to allow illegals to vote. They have tried to do all of these things that we're trying to prevent from happening. The Save America Act is so vital to our country, because our elections have always been the marvel of the modern world. But right now, I think that we're losing faith in them because the Democrats have admitted that they're trying to allow illegals to vote. They want them to vote because it allows them to get more seats in Congress and they can win. But as long as we make sure that elections are fair and that we can trust them, Republicans will win. Now, I think that the housing bill that we sent to the president, it's a great product, and I hope that he will sign it. But I think, we've got to defer to him on the leadership of we have to get the Save America Act done. That's exactly what us and the House are trying to do. That's why I voted for it. That's why I've co-sponsored it, and I'll happily vote for it again. It's time for the Senate to do its job and get it done.
Yeah, and speaking of elections, before we go, I do want to talk about North Carolina coming up here in the midterms, the race for Tom Tillis's Senate seat. There's a new poll out from YouGov and Catawba College showing former Governor Democrat Roy Cooper with a double-digit lead over former Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley. Now, I know it's early, but do you have any concerns that Democrats are actually or could actually flip this seat, make it Democrat for the first time since 2008?
No, I don't, not at all, because I'll tell you, going back to Senator Richard Burr in 2008 and 2012, you see that Republicans always trail in the polls in our Senate races. And then it goes Burr, Tillis, and Budd. They've always been trailing in the polls leading up to Election Day, but they always win. I think that you have a former governor in Roy Cooper that has real vulnerability that Michael Whatley is going to take advantage of. We're going to make sure that people know. He let DeCarlos Brown, the man that killed Irina Zarutska on that train in Charlotte, he let him out of prison. That is the kind of law and order governor that he claims to be. No, he will not keep you safe. Michael Whatley will. And I think that poll is not exactly accurate because once Michael Whatley tells the story of Roy Cooper, it is going to be a completely different race.
Yeah, and I wonder how North Carolinians will react to Roy Cooper being a colleague of Graham Plattner. We'll see what he has to say about that. All right.
Congressman Addison McDowell, thanks for joining us.